Hi, it's Angie with News OK, and today we're doing one of our Thanksgiving special videos, how to prepare a turkey. We're here with Passion for Food columnist Cheryl Jones and also our food editor of the Oklahoman for 25 years, Sharon Dow. Now, she is retiring from the Oklahoman, but we definitely wanted you to be a part.
I've been looking forward to this. Thanksgiving is my favorite holiday each year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, ladies, let's get started.
We twisted her arm to help us with the turkey, and you may or may not get to have a food editor helping you in the kitchen, but I can tell you that it's a great idea. And I want to show you what we start with first. And if you don't have a thermometer, an instant read thermometer in your kitchen, a lot of the turkeys now come packaged with this little device that pops out literally when it's done, and you can tell if it's done all the way through in the middle. But I don't like to use it because I don't want that little thing sticking out of the turkey. I'd like for it to be really pretty. And then what we've done is taken it out of the package. And then you'll find that there is a lot of fat that's just globbed around the turkey. And I cut that off. It's just under the skin and all around the neck.
And you literally just use
I
scissors.
just use scissors, kitchen scissors, because to me that's very easy. I'm less likely to slice my hand. Angie, if you'll pull out some of that string for us right there in front of you, we'll cut that so we can tie these legs together. We'll cut a piece of that. And
Wow.
this is kind of like lassoing in a rodeo. So everybody, actually, I think I'm going to wait and fill the inside. The only stuffing I put in a turkey is on the inside. Do you do that, Sharon?
No, I don't. And our family just happens to prefer not to have any stuffing.
This is the stuffing I use, which is just going to be a flavoring agent.
So it's just carrots?
Just carrots and celery and onions. Kind of a holy trinity of flavoring agents. And I just chop them up ahead of time. The little trimmings off even the onion skins can go in here. And I just fill up the inside of that body cavity with that. And the rest of these will go in the sack around the turkey.
Now, do you pull that out then before you carve it? And
No, it cooks down, and it just, and sometimes you could even put a piece of apple in here or something if you're trying to present it at the table, or an orange is pretty as well. So.
And it gives it a different taste.
Oh yeah, it adds a nice little aura of flavor. And I have a few herbs in there, that I like to put in there. You could even stick a fresh branch of some kind of herb inside. This happens to be sage. Parsley, you could put a little herb bouquet right there, and once you pull the legs together with the string, you can hardly see that. So, and I just think it's a lot easier to do it with the string this way and bring the legs together, because then you don't have to wrestle that thing in a hot turkey, when you're trying to get it all out.
Right.
So I like to do it this way. And I tie that together. Then this is our brown-in bag or oven bag, and you can find these. The company is now making a turkey size and just a smaller size for smaller cuts of meat. But this one would roast birds up to 22 pounds, so that's pretty good size. And I just take a tablespoon of flour and put inside of it.
what size turkey do you have here today,
This is
Cheryl?
a 14-pound,
14,
and I
okay.
should have mentioned that. And that's a nice size. It's hard to lift a heavier turkey out of the oven. You have to, draft the muscle men in your family. Yeah, you shake it around. What you want to do, and sorry for all that crinkling, but you want to coat the inside of the bag. That helps keep it from sticking on stuff. So you just kind of could be a little dusty operation. And then I roll this back down like so. And we're going to make a little cooking rack for the turkey. You don't have to have a fancy one. Sharon's going to put these in here. And we're just layering pieces of celery and carrot across the bottom. And we'll also tuck some herbs in there, some sage and thyme. We'll just put it around the turkey on the outside. And we've already got some on the inside. Here's some thyme.
And that'll give it another
Oh,
good flavor
yes,
as well.
and I have a little bit of oregano we'll tuck in there. If you don't have fresh herbs, you could sprinkle some like fine herbs or Italian herbs in there, and we'll also put the onions around too.
Okay, all right.
This everything's better with onions in it, I think.
Are these herbs from your garden?
These are herbs from my garden.
Oh, nice.
And we have some of that big flat leaf parsley. I love to have that. And so it goes in there, and all of this adds to the flavor of the juices that come from the turkey as it roasts.
Right.
Now, two last things we want to do. We want to take the wing, and we want to make it look like Mr. Turkey here is just reclining. Let me move this back, and we're going to tuck his arm back behind him so he's resting like this. And then what I like to do before I put it in the bag, because it's easier to do now, on the dry surface of the turkey, I just take and put butter to cover all of that. And this makes a nice golden crust. And my last little thing I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to put the turkey in the bag first. I'm going to let him rest in here. Okay, now he is just all situated. Now this is the last little thing that I do. I take some chicken broth, and I lift up the turkey like this, and I'm going to pour that inside. Once he's in the bag, he's kind of slippery. Pour it inside the turkey, and that'll work its way through the juices as it steams inside, and you'll keep this bird nice and moist for the baking.
Yeah, now, how long do you bake?
There's a guide inside the, see this little paper, yes, and it tells, and it's much quicker inside the brown-in bag, so you don't have to get up in the middle of the night to put your turkey on. That's the thing I like about it.
That is nice.
And it's moist every time.
Yeah.
That's the other thing I like about it. There is a safety thing that we must know. Oh, I told you something wrong. You can go up to 24 pounds with this bag.
Oh, okay.
And they used to just make several different sizes, and it was kind of confusing, but now they make this huge bag that accommodates almost any turkey. But a 24-pound turkey can cook to 180 degrees on the thermometer in 3.5 hours.
Wow.
3 to 3.5 hours.
Wow.
That's pretty good.
And another thing,
now, what about for this one? This is 14 pounds?
that is 14 pounds, so that will cook for 2.5 hours.
Okay. And 180 as well.
Yeah, and the internal temperature will be 180 degrees.
Gotcha.
And if you have an instant read thermometer.
The instant read thermometer, it has to register
so
180 for food safety
Really?
purposes.
Absolutely.
Really?
What
Okay.
do you cook it at?
I cook it, I preheat my oven to 400 degrees.
Oh.
And then I turn it down to 350, and then as the turkey becomes golden brown, I turn it again to 300. And it doesn't say that on those directions, but I just like to do that because I want to seal the outside, and then I want to let it stay in there enough time that it gets moist. So I really like that. And we gather it all up in our little ring.
It was here. It was here.
And I do want to tell you about another product that you can use. Several of the gourmet shops are selling, and I got one of these recently on a piece of meat it came. They have a silicone rubber band, and those are ideal. You can wash them and reuse them on things like this, and it takes the place of having to tie the meat and that sort of thing. So we could have just slipped a rubber band around this and done it, but they're so clever to use. They keep coming up with great things.
And they come in bright colors.
Oh, yeah,
I've seen them.
can be.
Yes, they are.
And then here's the last thing that I just think is so important, and I like to just take one part of the scissors, and this is a safety factor. If you forget to do this, you could have turkey adhering to the side of your oven, or when you open the oven door, it could be in your face. You have to poke holes in the bag because the steam that builds up inside of this has got to escape, and it's not exactly a pressure cooker. So by using my scissors, I'm doing 2 at a time, all down, and you want these little slits to be about a 1/2 inch each, and that works perfect if you pop the scissors down in there. And so you want at least 6 vents. And I always put a 7th one for good luck down here.
Okay.
So, and then there, it's ready to go right into the oven. Absolutely.
All right. Looks like the turkey is done.
Turkey
it was in
is
the oven
done.
for what, 3.5 hours?
3.5 hours, and you may see me handling it. We've let it rest for about 30 minutes, so it's cool enough to handle. And you want to be careful with this bag because you could get steam burns. And so if yours is still a little bit hot to handle, you can put on those oven mitts and use it.
So you just lift it up out
But
of there?
here is, I have put a baker's rack in the side of my pan, and the juices are starting to escape a little bit, but I'm going to help that along. I'm going to I'm going to take my scissors and let some of those juices just pour out in the pan.
Okay.
And that way, I'm going to have this nice stock in here that cooked with the turkey. And because we trimmed so much of the fat off, we're not going to have much fat or residue in our bag. And see those beautiful juices?
Oh, it is. And Cheryl, I wish everyone could smell the
I
smells.
know.
It smells like Thanksgiving morning.
It does.
In the kitchen.
It does. It really does. And I just remember the days when we used to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to put the turkey in so it'd be done.
You bet.
And I haven't done that in years. And this bag, I use it because it's kind of foolproof in that sense. If you follow all the directions, it's very important. So I'm going to go ahead and take off this corner now because I just want all that extra juice to go away because I want to be able to lift this right to the pan. Sharon, maybe you could just clip that corner off. Yes. I'm not working that with my left hand very well.
And since I'm left-handed,
oh, you are left-handed,
I am,
so we're not gaining on that.
Now, see, I said I was, and here I'm having trouble too.
Well, I think we're
think I need to turn them around.
Yeah, okay. There we go.
There. Now,
we've got a lot of the juice out of there, so we can move it to
Is that enough to get it all drained for you?
I think so. Okay. I think so.
All right. So you move it
Now,
to the plate.
I'm going to move it to the plate, and face him the way I want him to go. And then I'm going to take this bag and kind of see if I can rip it down like this.
Oh my goodness.
Doesn't he look delicious?
Oh, Cheryl, that smells great.
Isn't he wonderful? And I just think it's great. And see, then you just tear this bag down, and you can kind of pull that out from under the turkey. And I might use those turkey lifters there to kind of help scoot him out. Sometimes I use a rolling pin stuck in the body cavity. But with this, and you might get somebody to help you.
Yeah, Sharon
pull
and I
this,
can
kind of
this.
pull the bag loose. And see those other vegetables just kind of cooked away. Okay, now
It looks like it's just
pulling.
fall apart tender,
It is
too.
fall apart tender and always moist. And it's what I absolutely love about turkey done this way.
Oh, now there
Now,
goes
one of those
the
wings.
wings.
Is well, you can hide that, though, with some herbs and
There
things
you
That's
around
right.
the platter.
That's right.
And see, that's what I like to do, is just put a few fresh things. And here, Angie, just put that in that bowl over there. There we go. And then, see, you can just put some things around, and he's
that's
gorgeous.
pretty.
That's beautiful.
And he's so easy. I love to do that Norman Rockwell thing where you take the turkey to the table, and we just use some of the fresh herbs and sage. You could put apple slices around it, anything that doesn't take you very long because you want to keep it hot at this point. And you could take a big sheet of saran wrap or something and lay over the top if you're trying to keep it warm for a few more minutes. And that'll buy you another 10 minutes of time.
Oh.
So you can put the finishing touches on your gravy or whatever.
Oh my goodness.
So it works great.
And
so
it smells wonderful.
smells wonderful, and it's just
Yep.
ready and waiting.
I know it. I know
So-
it. Well, you can see this recipe in her column. Just check out her Passion for Food column, and that's Cheryl Jones' Passion for Food column. And then also, this will just be the first of our many series, of our many videos for our Thanksgiving series. So make sure you check out next week's. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Angie.
Let's see it.